I didn't realize that I had turned off the screen there. I just resettling. Given the nature of COVID, I was off dealing with some mail at the front door. Okay, so today is day 10 of NaNoWriMo, which means which is the National Novel Writing Month. And instead of kind of writing, I've decided to play Untold Adventures Await, which is a game that we publish as Hub Games. And I'm going to go through an adventure playing the game, and we're going to set it in the world of Prisma Arena. So if you want to catch up on what's been happening previously, you'll be able to see that in previous episodes. And I'm just going to show. So this is kind of like the setup for the game, and we're going to play through an episode which takes us through a kind of a dangerous dilemma here through to the plot thickens, a heroic undertaking, and the truth revealed. Now I am looking. There's something weird going on with my camera because it is not updating my feed. That is strange. I'm going to just check some technical things here. So I am on share screen. So I'm going to have to turn that back on. Okay, bear with me 1 minute and I will get this fixed. Okay, so I think that is it fixed. For some reason, it had just completely frozen. So we're playing Untold Adventures Await, and the character I am including is Jasan here, who is kind of one of the four kind of template characters that comes with Prisma Arena, and I am creating their story as we play the game. The last episode ended with a planned lightning raid by the Bazee, which are kind of a waspish, literally kind of tribe who have basically come down from the mountains, and they're planning to take back Hendon Forest, which is currently home to the Rangers of Hendon. And Jasan is the son of the leader of the Rangers, the captain of the Rangers. So that other things were happening. We learned about the what do we call them? The Infinity Coalition, who had been experimenting with creating kind of powerful creatures, supposedly to kind of fight against despair. But I think their motives are a little bit dubious. So without further ado, I think we're going to jump in, and hopefully we'll be able to kind of follow up with this planned raid, because I think it ended with them racing back to Hendon Forest, to try and prevent the raid. So I'm going to jump straight in and reveal the first tile here, which is a dangerous dilemma. So we're going to reveal this, and we see at the location someone is some kind of threat is pursuing someone or something. Okay, so I'm going to roll the story cubes and see what I get. Okay. I don't want to use my modified token just yet. So I'm going to kind of I think I'll kind of bend things a little bit just because I definitely want to start the story a certain way. So I think the I'm gonna say at a small school, so kind of I'm using L for learning. So let me switch to test tray. So at a school in Greenlight, the let me see. I think there's going to be like a kind of a shaman type character. I did have my focus working on this, and it's all gone again. So let me just check and turn it around. Yeah. So a shaman, a busy shaman, is pursuing someone or something. Okay. So I think what are they pursuing? Well, I gotta check and see. So, and I think you can literally see my brain working when we're on camera here. So I'm gonna go back to the top-down view, and let me see. I am going to. So who or what is the shaman after? Okay. So they are looking for someone called the Chosen One. So yeah, the Chosen One who holds the key. So I think we arrived back to Greenlight, and it's I think under attack by the so it's under attack by the busy, and because Greenlight itself is a fairly peaceful place. Most of the Rangers had actually gone to Tikria for the meeting with the monks at Snell. So they're returning now, and immediately someone kind of rushes up to Jazan's father, who I think I made a note of their name. This is my kind of notebook of. Do I have Laurel? So someone runs up to Laurel and informs them that the school is kind of under siege, and there is someone. There's a shaman there searching for something, and they're being held off. They can't get in to get it, or to stop them. The busy are defending the exterior. So I say, Father, let me go. I'll find a way in. and he says, no, it's not safe. I want you right here by my side. In fact, I want you at home. Um, so I say, I try to argue, and he kind of has none of it. But I, turn to go in a huff, and then as soon as I get around the corner, I run towards the school. And I wonder, what do I see when I get there? Okay. So I don't think the Bazee are like, so they're actually, what I'm going to say is there's Bazee kind of posted outside, and they have the children out in the yard, and they are actually feeding them. So they have food, and yes, they're kind of being put on show to prevent any kind of ideas from the Rangers, but they look kind of fairly safe. And yeah, okay. So I'm going to try and again, using the ability I have, which is to kind of blend in and not be noticed. I'm going to try and sneak onto the grounds of the school. It's kind of my first thing. So I did shuffle these, but again, just before we start playing, I'm going to shuffle. And I think I'm just looking at the kind of question I found out. The children are confused about what's going on, and so maybe actually the shaman is actually looking for a mark. So he's checking the children and looking for a particular mark on them. So that's how I kind of know what they're doing. So, okay, so don't manage to sneak in. Something happens. But so I don't manage to blend in. But I think so as I'm trying to get in, I get their attention by mistake. And whilst they're distracted, and the guards kind of turn on me and say, like, who are you? What are you doing here? And they kind of tried to grapple me. I notice a number of children manage to slip away in the background. Because the button indicates that I get something positive, even though I don't kind of get what I want. So I think a couple of children managed to escape and get away. And there's maybe, like, this is a small little school, so I think there's maybe another 15 kind of children here, all of kind of different ages. Okay, so they're looking for the symbol. And so where am I? I've been kind of taken in. I think I've been plonked down as well. And they keep, so they're searching. So I'm trying to figure out what's kind of going on. So they're checking the children, trying to keep them happy. I think my father turns up, and he's standing outside, and he looks in and is furious when he sees me kind of now a captive of the Bazee. And And yeah, my uncle Fen, and Meeker, who's the guard from Snell, who's there as well. They just kind of look at each other and smirk, that I can't help but get myself into trouble. So while I'm there, I think I'm going to whisper. I think I'm going to try and. Do I want to do this? They've probably taken my axe. I imagine they've taken my axe off me, but I still have my shield actually, that I got from the last episode. So this was a thing that's kind of on my wrist. Just looks like an amulet, but it can basically summon a Prisma shield. So I think I'm going to try and, now instead of trying to be invisible, I'm going to try and actually create a distraction so that more of the children can disappear. So I am going to, I think, summon Donna, which is the Confident, and try and charge them. Like, yeah, I'm gonna kind of just zigzag. Wait, look at me! And a power of my Prisma shield, hopefully long enough to create a kind of a disturbance in the space. I'm such a fool. And yeah. So okay, so I think I kind of get up and run around the yard of the school, so the outdoor area, trying to create a distraction. And whilst I don't succeed, I think by being foolish, again, I don't think all of them get out, but I think a few more children manage to kind of run and hide, and kind of break free of the Bazee. So we were 15. I think we're down to about kind of maybe 9 now. And I should be taking my action tokens. All right. So it's 2 actions I've taken. No, 2 actions. So they just like slam me back down and say, if you try to move one more time, you are, yeah, I don't care whether you're the chosen one or not, you're going to die. Do they recognize me? I'm going to ask that, and this time I'm going to hope I get a no. So I wonder, do they? That's not really an action. So the action is something I'm going to take. I'm going to say they don't recognize me yet. But they, yeah, and I think my father is, who is, again, his name is Laurel, is just trying to kind of bite things back and not give anything away. So the, I think the shaman's getting closer towards me, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what is he looking for on people? Or like, what's he using to determine whether someone is the chosen one? So I think, so what way could I take this? I think they are using a form of wand. So I'm trying to mix up the kind of like the kind of the science and the traditional in this. So I think he's using essentially what looks like a I think it's a kind of wand, but it's also like a scanner at the same time. That has a kind of holographic display with it, and they are. So I'm going to say actually not a wand. I think it's their staff, and in the top of it, they have a kind of like a scanner mounted, and they are basically scanning people. So they're checking their DNA for what they call. Okay, I'm going to take it. I'm going to call it Stardust. So, yeah, I know this is a Neil Gaiman book, but hey, so they're scanning people for something called Stardust, which marks them out as the chosen one. And no, actually, hang on. So I'm going to do it as it's it's Prisma. They're looking for people who are really high in, I think, Prisma, and I realize that is that right? Yeah. So maybe they're so they're looking, actually it's maybe not one person, it's multiple people, and they're looking for people who are high in Prisma and kind of taking them away. So they've already taken kind of one or two children who have kind of shown up on this, and I am thinking, crap, they're going to see it on me if I don't do something quick. So I what am I going to do? So they're searching for people behind Prisma. I think I am going to. I'm kind of outclassed here, so I think I'm going to kind of this time subtly, because I summoned a massive Farg last time. Who's the Mokon of Anger? I'm going to try and summon. I'm actually going to try and summon Agla and cause a kind of a panic within the group. So, am I going to do that? So Agla kind of represents nervousness. So I think I don't want to make the kids more nervous. I think I'm going to try and summon Agla and use their presence to kind of put the busy on edge, and hopefully my father or someone can do something. No, so I summon Agla, and I think they're just so focused on what they're doing, it just doesn't have any effect whatsoever. I think another child has been identified and taken out, so they have like 4 now. And I what do I do? I so they're coming. So I'm gonna see if there's is there anything I think I can use around that I can use to help me. Okay, I think I see. So I think I see in the schoolyard there are some trees, and I notice some of the children who had previously escaped, kind of looking back in. Again, why is that there? And they basically, there's like a kind of a secret kind of little entrance nearby, not too far that we could maybe make a dash for and try and get out. So they kind of like whisper and try and get my attention. Hey, Jasan, over here. And I look and I kind of nod to the others in the group and I gesture, just as I think there's one more child has been kind of been taken away, so we've bought ourselves a second to try and do this. So we're going to try and make a dash for that entrance and see if we can escape. No. So I think we're running there when I'm going to see if I can lead straight into this. So I think we're running and we're stopped before we get there. And we discover that I think they plan. So I think we fail to escape. They capture us, and they. This isn't good. I think they are planning to take us and essentially kind of no, I think they want us for essentially the power source that the kind of Prisma power, because we're kind of like an endless source of it, and they want to use us and turn the children into, I guess, kind of human weapons. And I think so. We try to escape. They prevent us from doing that, and I think they. I think the shaman casts a it's this kind of blur of reality and stuff. I think he casts so this is my idea. Okay, I'm gonna spin an idea. I think I'm gonna go back to the table. So I've flipped over the idea token to indicate that I've done this. I think the shaman has put something on us to act as a kind of mind control. And we are given, and once that's on, it's very hard to kind of like break out of it. And we are handed essentially weapons, kind of Prisma powered weapons, and we're ordered to kind of fight our way out of the I think we're going to get just kind of extracted out of here. We're going to fight our way out. So they order us to kind of essentially attack the rangers that are outside, who have been kind of trying to be careful, not wanting to hurt the children, and now the children are attacking them back. So I think how our the Rangers responding to this. They're obviously very worried and concerned, and I think they're having to take a kind of watch and see. They've never seen this kind of like they've never had to fight against children before. How are they going to do that? And so that's kind of like watching, and I think they kind of fall back to a more defensive position. So they kind of fall back down the street in green light, kind of waiting and watching as essentially the children are kind of being marched along. And I'm going to say I still have another idea. I think I still have some control. So I'm flipping over the other idea token. I think I have some control. It's like kind of being hypnotized. I can think and process what I'm doing, but I'm kind of inclined to just follow along with the orders that are being issued. So I am going to. So I'm going to think, where are they leading us? So I think they are. So we said they wanted, we thought they wanted to take over Hendon. They've come after the. So they want to take over the forest. I think they are marching us to the Rangers base in the forest, where I think the some of the other Bazi are located already and have been attacking it, and kind of using this as a way to kind of, I think, like cause them to kind of give up. So I think so they're marching us towards Hendon. Okay, back into the forest to the base of the Rangers. I think I'm going to just jump on to the next question. So the action goes. Okay. Okay. So I think we are going to. That'd be an interesting twist. So I think. So I'm going to flip that. So on our way. So basically, what it is at this location, some threat has captured essentially me. So on our way to switch to Hendon. So I've used the modify to do this. So to the Rangers keep in the forest. We jumping around. I think that a don't know if I'm introducing too many characters, but I think some so this is kind of crow or raven. So I'm going to kind of introduce, I think, a new group to this. So the I'm going to call them. What will I call them? The I'm trying to think of the word for the I think Ravonas, and they're kind of raven-like creatures. So I am intentionally putting the name of the creature in with the thing just to kind of need to remember who they are. The creatures, they're kind of like elite. They're female. They're almost like ninjas, actually. Yes, they are. So they're like a elite female squad. And why has that gone again? Sorry, technical issues are hitting me all the time today. So to Zoom. Meeting. So I need to go back to meeting. That is strange. Share screen. Okay, let me just mute this again. I'm going to try and fix this in just a second. So I did post that when I was tweeting earlier, I was going, today was going to be challenging, but I thought it meant creatively rather than technically. So yeah, I think these are like an elite group of kind of bird-like female warriors, or kind of female ninjas. So hang on, I'm not going to. Okay, so they're the Ravonas. So I'm going to say they're from the clan of the Ravonas. And maybe they're people who've actually kind of adapted themselves. So they use more like technology to act and behave like birds. So it's more like kind of technology that's allowing them to kind of fly, and they give themselves the appearance of ravens, but I think they swoop in. So they're kind of in that kind of oily black navy color, kind of glistening. I hear the cawing. They've got it like helmets on that again have the look of a raven, and they swoop in and start actually attacking the busy, and they capture me and kind of swoop back up into the trees. So I yeah, this is like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. So I'm not being held by the busy, but I still have this. Okay, so I think the busy order us to start firing and start attacking the Ravonas, and I am going to try and resist it by summoning Sunna to give me kind of extra resilience to resist this. So, okay, so I succeed. I don't fire on them. Some of the other children do, and I use the opportunity to. Oh man, now I need to have the children. I'm going to try and fire at the shaman, I think, who's kind of controlling this. So I'm going to try and take a shot. So I have a weapon. I have a prison weapon. I'm going to try and fire at the busy first, targeting the shaman. Oh yes, so I get them. And so I think I turn the again. It's kind of like a spear, but it's got it can blast at the end, and I blast the shaman, and they're not only do I hit them, I think it's a really lucky shot, and it takes out the bow or the staff, and it damages it, causing it to basically kind of free up the children. And the children kind of look at the weapons, and they're still, I think, kind of held and gripped by the Ravonas, and the kids almost like instinctively drop the weapons in kind of shock and panic. So before I do anything, I want to see how the Ravonas react to the destruction of the So I'm thinking. I think I hear them say that the Spear will be pleased to hear that the shaman has been weakened, and I think they'll find good use for these children of light. Okay, so they want to take us. They're working with the Spear, and they want to take us to the Spear or to the Bringers, I guess. We've got to get out of here. So I'm going to try and I think the first thing I got to do is kind of yell. So I think the Rangers have a particular cry or call of distress. And I'm gonna suggest, so I'll do flashback time. So as a young boy, whilst I was never allowed to be part of the Rangers because of my missing arm, I was deemed kind of not able to kind of work a blade or bow, like a Prisma bow. So, but I still used to watch and join in. I think my uncle Fen kind of supported that, and I learned many of the kind of tips and tricks of the rangers because I would stay quiet and I had a habit of a knack for like hanging in the background and learning these things. So I am going. So I think along the way I learned how to like some of the calls, and the way the rangers would work is they had calls that would kind of indicate different parts of the forest by a different sound, and then they would also have like different calls to indicate if they needed like if they needed help, if they were under attack, if they had discovered something exciting, if you had to be cautious. So this is a cry for. So I'm giving them the location of where we are in the forest, and it's a cry for help. So I'm going to see if we succeed. Oh. Okay, so I succeed, but the I think the Ravona laugh. They say we know what you're up to. They will not be here in time to rescue you, but I think they're on their way. Okay, so nice to call them. I think I am going to. I've got one action left. I'm trying to think how. Like I'm looking at their equipment, and it's pretty like it's quite technologically advanced. I guess it comes from the time of wonder. So it's maybe kind of seen as quite traditional armor or like equipment that's been handed down. And you can see where it's been kind of repaired and upgraded. And I think I'm going to use New Hawk to see if there's something. So New Hawk represents jealousy, so and allows me to kind of copy things in the game. So in this case, I'm going to see if I can use them to maybe steal a something that they have. So I'm going to ask what do they have that might be useful to me. Oh, so I think they've got some kind of like communication device that I'm going to say kind of gives you access to the bringers and to be able to kind of listen in. So communicate, but also listen in. So I think I'm going to summon New Hawk and try and steal that from them. Okay, so I get it. But they so I do get it and they don't notice. And I think this could actually be New Hawk. I think New Hawk doesn't want to give it to me. And they basically bing disappear, taking the device with them. Thanks, New Hawk. So doesn't want to hand it over just yet. Okay. So we're still held by the Ravona. My father and the Rangers are on their way. Okay. So the Ravona have some dark agenda, which I think has maybe kind of come out in the conversation. I think they plan to bring us back to the spare. Oh, switch. Hand us over to the bringers, and they're going to run some tests on us, the ones who have who are kind of strong in Prisma, to figure out ways that they can kind of counter it. So I'm going to ask. So they have a dark agenda. So where do they plan to take us? So I think they plan to take us to a place called Keyport. Where they've arranged, so I'm looking at the kind of key. So the Keyport, a location there where they plan to meet up with some bringers. It's a town in Solus. And I think, so I'm just making some notes here. So kind of saying it's a town in Solus, but I think it's a kind of a base for the bringers. Late bringers. So actually, you know what? I'm going to rewind. I'm going to change that to, because we had them in the last episode. I think they're going to bring them to the Infinity Coalition in Keyport. So the Infinity Coalition is the name I gave to the group to which Saloon belong, and he was a scientist in the laboratory in the laboratory of Infinity that was in Green Knight. So I think they're going to take us to Keyport, where which is kind of like the headquarters or the base of the Infinity Coalition, and they plan to kind of run some tests. They've better equipment there. So, okay. So we I think en route to Newport or to Keyport, the on the way to Newport, I'm still basically captured by the Ravona, and I need to figure out how to get out of here. I think I keep calling out and sending my kind of location to the Rangers, and I can kind of hear them kind of calling back. So I'm just going to see, are they getting... so again, I'm going to say I tried to summon the aid of the Rangers by continuing to kind of call out to them. Okay, so they've arrived, I think. So we've got green. So the Rangers arrive, and a kind of a fight begins. and I'm going to use that distraction along with Inu to try and kind of get away and lead some of the children away into cover. Okay, so we managed to get into cover out of the way, but I think as we do that, we as we make our way back, we come face to face with the what have I still got active? The shaman, who somehow has recovered from my attack and is accusing me of, having ruined their plans, and they plan to take me hostage, so that they can regain control of Hendon Forest. And again, they say if your father refuses to step down, you will die, and that's the only reason why you're not dead already. So I think I'm going to try and summon. I'm going to see if I can kind of bide my time. I think I'm going to try and use my Prisma Shield, I think, because I'm going to assume they're kind of slightly weakened. They don't have the power of their staff. They may have other things. Maybe they're holding a kind of a knife. And but again, I'm going to try and distract them long enough so that the rest of the children can at least get away. So I'm going to summon all of my courage. No. I think what happens is I tried to do this, and I think the shaman just kind of like swats me away and knocks me to the ground. And the children, seeing me, when I say children, some of them are my age, as a kind of young teen, kind of right down to kind of maybe 8 or 9. They won't leave me. They've seen how I've helped, and so I think they refuse to leave. I think they are going to. Well, they've all got Prisma actually, so I think they. I kind of shout at them, call to them and say, like, use your Prisma, like, summon your strength. So I'll see what they do. Okay, it's incredible. This light begins to emanate from the kind of children one by one, and we see like Fargs appear, and we see Donnas appear, and glimpses of Sunna, the happy, kind of flitting in and out, and they all direct their energy, channel it in this kind of sudden burst towards. I think they're going to summon it directed towards me, actually. But it's kind of so. Oh yeah, so I have a but. Yeah, so I think they channel it towards me, and it's just it's almost too much. I'm kind of filling up with this, and it's more than I can actually contain. So before it takes over me, I'm going to try and again do what I did last week: summon Farg, and redirect the energy. So I think they're so let's say they're actually kind of emanating energy, and what I do is I try to absorb it into myself, so that I can rechannel it back into the shaman. Okay, so all this energy kind of I started absorbing it in from the children, And I managed to blast the I think like a ginormous Farg appears and pounces on the shaman and starts almost like a dog with a bone or a toy, just starts kind of gnawing on him. Now, animated cartoon, so he's not going to basically kill him, but he's kind of ringing around, and the shaman is crying out in help. And he is kind of thrown to the ground. And the rest of the Bazee flee at this point when they see Farg kind of chasing after them, almost like a dog chasing after birds or butterflies. The Bazee all just take to the air and flee. And I kind of slump to the ground, and I think just afterwards, Fen arrives with Meeker from the temple, and that's so the expression here is they're not impressed. Well, they're worried, and they're like, we really have to do something about this. It's not safe. If that anger gets turned elsewhere, we could be in like serious trouble. So I'm going to use my last token to ask Meeker to help me. Take me to the monks, or take me where I can. Actually, ask him. Take me to Beacon. Take me where I can train and become a guardian. So let's see. Okay. They say Beaker says no, not I can't take you. But I do know because my daughter is still ill, which we learned in an earlier episode. I cannot leave her. But I know somebody who is returning to Beacon, and they can bring you. And then we kind of cut to, I'm just kind of looking up their name. So we cut to Nadalia, who was the researcher from Beacon, with that kind of pained expression on her face, going, really, I have to look after this child. And I think Meeker and Fen say, you owe us. After what you and your colleagues, the disturbance they caused, yes, you will be Jisan's guide, and bring him to Beacon. So I think that is the end of the episode. That was a couple of surprising twists and turns. And again, kind of as I'm telling the story, this is a tale about hope in a time of despair. And so you probably see I'm kind of taking cues from things that are going on in the current world. So like, I guess this episode was about child soldiers, and how they can be kind of manipulated. Obviously didn't go into it too much. And previous episodes we've seen about kind of like fake news. So it's kind of interesting how I'm kind of finding ways to bring that in. We've also had kind of refugees, I think, with Gorka and the Terrapin. And I kind of really like those things in the story. I think it is possible to tell those tales for a younger audience without talking down to them. And that they can relate to those things. So, and yeah, we've got a new interesting group, which is the Ravona. So these kind of bird-like ninjas. which is pretty cool, who are working for the Spare as well. So at the end of the episode, though, the kind of the plot we have left, the thread is so the Ramona, I think, where they were kind of foiled by the Guardians, not by the Guardians, by the Rangers, and so I think but we still have the Lightning Council of. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong things. The Infinity Coalition are, I think, experimenting on children with Prisma. And again, I think they have secret benefactors that I have in my head, but I kind of wanted to come out in the actual story itself. What else? I think children have been rescued and returned. They've been stopped. The shaman. Well, I think So I think there's a state of I don't know if it's war, but I think tension is definitely at a boiling point between the Bazee and the people of Hendon Forest. So tensions at boiling point. Between the Bazee, who say they're seeking kind of fairness, and the Rangers of Hendon. So I think we've resolved the Lightning Raid. And yeah, so one of the things we still have outstanding is actually the Council of Hope. At the end of Lenore's story arc in episode 7, the Council of Hope had been captured by Bringers. So it'd be kind of great if we can kind of tie that in at some point. So the other threads we have are that the Infinity Coalition are experimenting on children with Prisma, and they are in Keyport. Tensions are at a boiling point, and I think then we have Jasan traveling to Beacon, or must kind of get to Beacon. Okay, so that was the end of episode 3. So I don't think there's any new additions for. No, there's no new additions for Jasan. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, this is where it kind of gets interesting as I kind of start laying the foundations for things to come together. Because I always hope I'm got to try and find that balance between kind of constantly adding in new elements and also trying to tie off loose ends as well. So I'm hoping over the coming days we will, tie off loose ends by Saturday, actually, which is kind of like the last episode in this season. So yeah, if you have any questions, kind of post them below. If you are watching this, it would be great if you could like or subscribe to the feed. Please tell other people, retweet, reshare. You can contact me online as Rory O'Connor. You can follow We Are Hub Games on most social media platforms. And we're also running a competition to celebrate the kind of release of Prisma Arena, the board game, where we're giving away 5 copies. If you look at our social media feeds, you'll find it there. I'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, for the next episode. And tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. GMT and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have our Hub Games Hangout, and we will be talking with John Fury, who's my co-designer on Prisma Arena. He developed a lot of essentially the core mechanics for the game, and we're going to be talking to PJ Holden, who was one of the artists as well on the game, and he basically helped develop a lot of the character customizations along the way. Very laborious work, but he did an amazing job with it. So we're going to chat about Prisma Arena, the world, and maybe what we'd like to see happen in it. So yeah, so see you back here tomorrow, and actually, Michael is going to be live streaming his personal game design project later on today as well, if you want to join in with that. But I will see you back here tomorrow, and I will see you then for the Hub Games Hangout tomorrow evening. Take care. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.